summit by the Edo State government to discuss, among others, its successful re-engineering and the impact of governance on human capital development, Governor Godwin Obaseki, through his Edo Best National Resource Sharing session, says he is ready for any future investigation by the EFCC because he's leaving behind clean records. He also speaks on leaving a legacy in education for the people of Edo State and posterity.
I'm not afraid. I'm not worried. I know, they are generating all sorts of silly petitions, but it's part of a challenge. They'll pick me up. I can't even hand in myself over if they call me. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not afraid. But you know how this country is. There's a lot of bitterness. There's a lot of vendetta. There's a lot of wickedness. The kind of people who are opposed to me in Edo State, they're just cruel. They're very wicked people, very jealous, very envious, because they cannot show as much of their achievements as we have achieved in the last 8 years. I believe the last 8 years, Edo has shown how it can and should be done. And you can see practical examples. So we're not talking about, we're just not talking about, teacher training or, increasing enrollment. You can actually come to Edo and see the data and see the fact that the data which expresses the fact that we have been able to get and enroll over 400,000 children.
The Edo State Commissioner for Education, Dr. Joan O, speaks on the driving force behind the project, which she says has addressed the challenges of acute shortage of school infrastructure, outdated curriculum, poorly trained teachers, non-accreditation programs in tertiary institutions, and overall low learning incomes.
Governor Obaseki came into office and wanted to reform education, and it gave us marching orders, and we went to work, and we now have Edo Best. And so the last 8 years we've been working on reforming our education system.
The keynote speaker from Kenya, Professor Ugai, calls on the Nigerian government to adopt the Indian model of advancement through ideas embedded in human capital development.
For any state to succeed, or any nation to succeed, or any subnational entity to succeed, it must also establish at least one school that is of the highest quality for the education of children that are exceptionally gifted.
The Italian ambassador to Nigeria, Stefano De Leo, says it's time for Nigeria and Italy to work together in the areas of human capital development.
In Italy, we have 100,000 Nigerians. Out of them, 80,000 come from Edo State. So that is why we have looked at things in a very proactive way. And I must say, in these years, we have spent very well with our international partners, with our member states of the European Union. One thing is important, that is the sustainability.
Many here say offering citizens a good education and improving on human capital development remain the best options for societal advancements. Friday Local Arise News.